welcome to a quick overview and rundown of our card class projects for September 2022. We are using the Splendid Day papers as the basis for the card class, and I base the majority of my classes on the papers so that this is how I can reproduce it in Class in a Box and post it out to you, because the cards are based on the papers. You don't need the stamp set or the dies, because the sentiments you will stamp yourselves, and the die cuts, albeit a limited number of them, are included in your packs. Obviously, if you wanted to carry on and recreate the cards, or you like the stamp set or the dies, you can purchase those alongside the class, and I do give a preferential rate if you order any of the optional items at the time of the class. So a couple of people have asked me for a separate video, so let me just show you the papers to start with. I've had to turn one of my lights around because this really does reflect, because we're using the Splendid Day papers, which are all foiled on one side and matte on the other. So you can see how much that is reflecting. So I'm going to hold this over to one side. So we have a almost like a rose pink design here, with all of the flowers are white embossed on the foil. So we have this one here, we have this one that's got little bees as well that coordinate with the stamp set. Again, it's really difficult for me to do this in the evening with the lights on. Should have done this in the day, never mind. So hopefully you'll be able to see it enough anyway. So we have this one here with the little purple backing, and then this is silver with white on the top. That's better actually if I keep it flat, isn't it? And then we have soft sea foam with the white, and it's got a few little ladybirds just tucked in there. I appreciate you won't be able to see them. And then we have the copper. So those are the papers, and you get 6 sheets like this. They will be cut in half to make it easier to post, so they're 6 inches by 12 inches, so you get half a pack included in your Class in a Box or your in-person class. I'm going to move those out of the way to stop the reflection too much. Just to show you the stamp sets as well, this is the Splendid Thought stamp set. So it has a couple of outline images, some fill-in images there. It's got 4 nice sentiments: sending hugs, much love, and then in your new life together, let's celebrate, and today is a day to remember. And if that was me, I would cut that stamp in half, so that I've got much love on its own, which I think that's quite a sweet sentiment in its own right. And then you've got in your new life together, so you could have let's celebrate your new life together, for example. So that is Splendid Thoughts, and it is a cling stamp set with red rubber. And then to coordinate with that, we have the Splendid Stems dies. Now they don't look very interesting like this, but they're really pretty when they're cut out. 2 of these images cut out these flowers and this one here, and then these areas that go behind are just slightly offset, so they're not an exact perfect fit. And there's also a little die cut for the bee. So let me just quickly show you the cards. That's the main feature. So we have 5 cards altogether. There's this one here. Let me just bring this camera back down. I moved it out of the way to photograph the card earlier. So we have this one here, which features the back of one of the papers. Oh, I didn't show you the other sides. And then some of the die cuts, so you get all of these included, and you get some of this soft seafoam ribbon. You also get included in your pack some of these open leaf trinkets. So these are really sturdy metal trinkets. They've got a little hole in that you can thread ribbon through, or you can just attach them with a little bit of glue or glue dot behind. And you get that along with the ribbon and some linen thread as well. So that's card number 1. We have this one here, and I've got some paper folding done like ribbon folding. So it's done to create the look of a ribbon. Hopefully you can see that again, because it's foiled, it's a little bit more tricky. But it's supposed to look like folded ribbon. Much easier than you might think. And you can measure it and mark it, but I've come up with a different way to do it, so hopefully that will be useful. For this particular card, I've also stamped on the background. Obviously, if you don't have the stamps, you won't be able to recreate that. You can leave it plain, or you can emboss this piece or stamp something alternate on the inside of that. We then have a fancy fold card. This is a double Z card, double Z fold. So it opens up like that. There's lots of different varieties of these. This one has got a smaller inset, which I really like. And I've just got some sentiments on there. Happy birthday, wishing you the best day ever. And then again, some die cuts and ribbon on the front. And obviously you can change the papers accordingly. Just choose what you would like. We then have some ribbon weaving or paper weaving. So this is the same piece of paper cut into strips, and I've got both sides of the paper, and then you get this die cut aperture to pop in front of the ribbon or paper weaving section. There you can see the open leaf trinket, and I've just added a little bit of baker's twine to that. And then finally we just have a 3-panel card, a little bit of that really pretty vellum, the layered vellum, some die cuts and a small sentiment. And again, I have stamped on the back here, but you could use patterned papers or just leave it plain, or you could emboss it if you wished. So those are our 5 cards, and hopefully they are relatively easy to recreate with your own paper. So once you've used all of the elements from your class, you could certainly carry on. Obviously you'd be limited with the dies potentially, but you could certainly do the paper ribbon folding. You could do this 3-panel, you could do this with any other designer papers, and you could also do a Z fold card with anything else, designer papers or stamped images. So I hope you like those designs. I've had a lot of bookings through already. Booking closes this Sunday evening. That will be 18th of September. And then we have the online class next Saturday, the 24th of September, and our in-person class on the 27th. So I do hope you're able to join me. Thank you so much. Bye for now.